same way. So put your right hand out. Now, without turning your wrist like that, you gotta get your hand that way.
And like palm up.
Get your hand palm up without twisting that wrist. That's not bad. Okay, that's a little different than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, all the way back.
Yeah, you twist it.
Oh, yeah.
That isn't bad. You all are smart. I didn't think you could see. I ended up doing it almost Macarena style, where you come up, and then you come down, and you push out, and you come back up again, and then I can't even get it. See, y'all are smarter than I am. My husband did this once. He bent over backward. I am not that flexible. Now, if any of y'all can be that flexible and do that back bend and get your wrist that way, I'm going to give you a 30-day free membership. That's pretty impressive. I am not that flexible. All right, are we back up and running, ladies? Excellent. We can do the Macarena here if we want. So, all right, we got that blood flowing again?
Antoinette.
You ladies, if you would like, thank you for humoring me, and the men in your life that support you, go ahead, have yourself a seat. We're about ready here for our next speaker. And thank you for being smarter than I am, because I don't do that.
Please, sit down.
Now you know I was just cheating. Now I've got my answers exactly. That is exactly what I was looking for. Now you're on me.
There you go.
It's all a learning experience, isn't it? Definitely. Shall we keep rolling anyway? All right. So we've been inspired already by the founder of Win-Win Women. Now we're going to continue some serious inspiration. Part of the stepping stone of building the foundation of your success is having confidence in yourself. Now, it was just a couple of months ago, I didn't have that kind of confidence. And she doesn't know I'm going to do this here, but I'm going to put our next speaker on the spot. This woman, who has gone through so many things herself, went ahead, took a look at me and went, oh no. No, you are not some little wallflower. She took me by the shoulders, she shook me up, and she brought me back to life. And if she can take this woman who was so broken down and build her back up into this goofball who's looking at you all and going, okay, I'm going to cheat and see how you do your wrist thing because I don't know how. If she can turn me into this, imagine what she can do for all of you. Pay attention because Christy Love, our host, she is an expert in the communication and connection industry. She is masterful at building confidence. She is an award-winning international speaker. She is the author of the book, From Stage Fright to Superstar. She definitely is. Her mission is to support women leaders who thrive on providing enhanced communication, who step into their power by leveling up their voices to be seen, to be heard, and respected. She wants you to deliver confidence, clarity, and competency in your lives. And she's going to go ahead and she's sharing those steps with you today. She is a leader with over 19 years of public speaking experience, a founding Win-Win Woman show host of the Be Seen, Be Loved television show, and a global women's empowerment visionary of the Powerhouse Women's Collective. Dynamic, motivating, engaging, and captivating. Please put your hands together for our host, Christy Love.
I know that's right. But listen, you are not your circumstance.
That's right.
You are not that relationship. You are not that financial situation. You're not the health issues that you have. You know about that, Dr. Medina, right? And after today, you stop living like you are. Now, this reminds me of an article I read from Stanford University that talked about how scientists work so hard to find cures and treatments of diseases. However, they disregard the social and psychological ramifications of getting well. And so that leads me today. Today I'm going to help you to bust past any barriers in your way that has stopped you from your level of success. Now my journey started about 19 years ago. Everyone knows me. I got a great opportunity to work for an amazing company. But it was also during that time when I developed a social anxiety disorder called glossophobia. I couldn't speak. I couldn't talk to anyone except for my close family members and my friends. But I had a position where I was required to speak to leaders of high-powered positions, so that really didn't work, right? If anyone knows what glossophobia is, that's like stage fright times 1,000. I couldn't speak. I couldn't even answer a phone call or leave a voicemail. It's that bad. But then someone told me about an organization called Toastmasters International. And my Toastmasters friends there. And I looked it up and found that the group met about hours from my job. So I thought, oh, I'd get up and work around 5 o'clock and zoom on over, have lunch on the beach, and walk in. Well, I remember that day very distinctly. I sat in the car for 2 hours, screaming, crying, hyperventilating, having panic attacks. I was calling my mother because I was terrified to walk in that door. I knew it asked me to speak. And if anyone knows me, I'm pretty courageous, so I mustered enough energy to do that. I walked in, when they asked me to greet myself, all I could say was, "Oh, my name is Christy," and sit down. I was terrified to speak. Actually, I was terrified of everything during those times. I had anxiety all the time. And the stress that I put on myself and the stress that was put on myself by other people really weighed heavy on me. I remember my first speech. I really thought I was going to pass out in front of the audience. And fast forward, I started to develop health issues. I remember one day I walked into my apartment with the key in the ignition, and I just collapsed. I was in the hospital for 7 days. When I left, they couldn't give me a diagnosis, and one thing I knew is that I couldn't talk, I couldn't walk, I couldn't speak. My mindset went back to a 4-year-old child, and I had to learn how to walk and live again. I gave everything I owned to the women's shelter, moved to Houston, to stay with my parents and start all over again. All right? All the stress that you endure on your life will weigh you down. Okay? And so the first thing I'm going to talk about 3 things today. That's what's going to help you to pass any barriers that you have in your life. Because the stress that I endured and the health issues that I had turned into seizures. The seizures turned into paralysis and also debilitating migraines that left me to the ground. Hit me to the ground. But fast forward to today, I feel better than I did 30 years ago. I have only 240 pounds. So this reminds me of, like I said, where all this is coming from. Where I am. Now when times get tough, and trust me, they will. When times get hard, when people leave you, you have no one, you have nothing, we are down to the bottom. It's up to you to change your situation. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you're worthy. You have to believe that you are valuable. You have to believe. You have to believe. And you have to pull out all your soldiers. Everyone you have fighting for you have to pull them out and get on your knees. That is what I had to do. That's what I had to do. And it reminds me of a story that I heard over and over again by Dottie Osteen. If anyone knows who Dottie is, she's Pastor Joel Osteen's mother. And she developed cancer a while back, and she cured herself by declaring day and night, I am healed, I am whole. She prayed and she declared day and night, and that is what you have to do. That's what you have to do. I remember days when I could not get up. I was in comas for 21 hours. I couldn't get up, but my mind was working. I couldn't speak, I couldn't move my body. But I declared, God, grant me all my days. God, grant me all my days. If I saw the sun outside, I had another day to change my life. And not only the life of myself, but the life of the people. Because I had a vision that one day I would be standing right here talking to all of you. And if I have transferred the life of one person, I have done my job. I've done my job. I've done my job. So mindset, understand that you have the power. You have the power to transform your life because you have a destiny and you have a duty to change your life so that you can help other people. Other women, right? Other women who need your help. Okay, so use that story, use that journey you're going through right now to help someone else. So it's your duty to rise out of that and continue to move forward. The next thing I want to talk about is that you're gonna have to go above and beyond the norm. You're gonna do things that no one else can do. Listen, when people talk bad about you, there's gonna be haters. When people do not support you, and they will not support you, all right? People that you think will be there will not be there. You have to do it for yourself. You have to pull out your strength. Pull out your strength. Listen, I've been told I'm a woman. I've been told I'm too black. I've been told I'm not black enough. I have been told I'm uneducated. When I got my education, I've been told that I have too much education. So you have to love yourself and disregard everyone else. Everyone else. And believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in you. You know what to do. You know what to do. I remember when I was ill, I was getting treatments. I told Ernie, I said, every time it happens, call 911. Someone has to help me. Someone has to help me. This is Houston. Someone has to help me. I was going to emergency rooms like 2-3 times a week. Okay? And I found a chiropractor that was, I was getting some relief. Great. And I started to work there, and I oversaw the doctors and the clinic itself. And I was getting treatments about 5 times a day for about a year and a half. And I asked the doctor one day, I said, I've been getting treatments, it's working, but I'm feeling better, but how long am I have to keep getting treatments? It's been a year and a half every day. And she looked at me and she said, Christy, you're always gonna have to get treatments every day. You're not gonna get well. Oh, heck, what'd she tell me that for? Right there, I knew that it was up to me to transfer my life for myself. All right? So what did I do? I learned every treatment, every therapy, every device, every system. I called, with permission, of course, I took devices home at night. I took devices home in the evenings. I treated myself. I treated other patients. I studied books. I called doctors. I called manufacturers. I called makers. I learned everything I could to cure myself. My diet was 100%. My nutrition was 100%. My hydration was 100%. My exercise was 100%. I had to transform my life because I was going to believe that. Listen, I had a destiny. And during that time, this is something you absolutely need. You have to have a passion. And for me, my passion was public speaking. I walked with a walker and came for 2 years. 2 years. And I can only drag my legs on stage. The walker. If I dragged my legs, I didn't know which one was going to give out. And I still spoke in front of groups and audiences. I knew that one day, I would be here feeling great, 100% healthy, and telling people my transformation to hopefully change somebody's life. Change somebody's life. And I'm doing that here today. Women need to hear this. Don't let anyone, there's going to be haters. There can be naysayers. Don't listen to anyone. You know what's right for you. You know what you have to do. You know how to do the work, so you go do it. You do it to the best of your ability. And you don't look back, you don't look left, you don't look right. You keep moving forward.
Yes.
I cannot stress that enough. Listen, times will get tough. Times will get tough. And that's the last thing I want to talk about is you have to push through. You have to push through. And the best way to push through is to have supportive like-minded people who absolutely love you 100% and are there to support you. That's why community is so great. Community is so great. And First Group is 365. They're here to support me. MIA, 100%. Right? Win-win women, 100%. You have to have people, because some days, listen to me. Some days you will not be able to get up. Some days you can't get up. Some days you want to get up. How many times have I told Tony? That Tony. I quit. And he looks at me and he said, "Thank God." I want to fall on the floor and just cry. There's some days when I couldn't get up. I was laying on the floor, I couldn't get up. I couldn't. But I crawled. My husband would say, he's Navy SEAL, he would say, "Get up, soldier. Get up, soldier. Get up. Get up." And I did. I cried and I didn't want to. I cried and I did not want to, but I did.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that if I could see that sun outside,
Yes.
and God gave me another day.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, when times get tough, when times get hard, I look out that window. You can see that sun. God has given me another day, another opportunity, another chance. Because right now, what's going on today, there's a lot of people that did not get an opportunity, did not get a chance, did not wake up. You were given a day. It is your duty. It is your duty to help transform people's lives. So we talked about mindset, right? Talked about mindset. Talked about how to push through. Talked about how to disregard the naysayers, right? And go against the norm. And you know that you have the power within you to change your life. Change your life. So again, you are not that circumstance. You are not your health issue. You are not your financial situation. You are not that relationship. And to end, I want you to repeat after me because I want you to declare it. Declare it. I want you to say, "I believe in myself.
I believe in myself.
I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am valuable.
I am valuable.
And I can transform the lives of others.
I